Hey everybody, what's going on? I saw Hans Moon just stepped in. What's going on, Hans? Mike, Kashif, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? I was having some Toby problems here for a few minutes, but it's resolved itself miraculously. Good to see everybody. Welcome back to Anguilla. I think I've decided that every Wednesday I just want to fly around Anguilla. I think that's my decision. I love flying around here. But hope you guys are all doing well. Good to see everybody. Let's go external power supply on. I'm a little jittery right now. Do I have... Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what I did? I changed my setup to DX11 for the first time in literally 3 years, and I did it when I was messing around with VR. There's external power supply on, rotating beacon on, mixtures props full forward, master and battery switches on, and I forgot to reset it, and so my performance is not as good because I think DX12 is better. But whatever, we'll get on with it today. That's hysterical. I haven't used DX11 in years. Bob, what's going on? Andrew, just back from the Caymans. That is sweet. This is amazing how bad DX11 is. All right, make sure some props full forward. Let's crack the throttles, toes on the brakes. Is there anything that we can do that might embarrass us? I don't think so. I'm surprised at how bad DX11 is. There's that. You know what? I probably don't have frame gen. Because I think you have to be DX12 to have frame gen, no? Let's go radios on. Let me check this again. Let me see here. This is hysterical. I don't have frame generation because I'm on DX12. That's why. Alright, well. There we go. Alright. Clean the mixture for taxis. So be it today. Let's see. Hey Andrew, congratulations on that. That's cool stuff. Hopefully you had a good time. That's pretty cool. I've never been to the Caymans except in the sim. Which is funny. Alright, let's go transponder squawk altitude. Man, my performance is terrible. This is really bad. Alright, let's go. Is it looking jittery in the stream, or does it just look jittery on my screen? Because it looks terrible. It looks really bad. That just shows you how much how important frame gen is. But we will get through it. That is so funny. So I've been messing with there's cash in the vision jet. Alright, mixtures and props full forward. We'll go fuel pumps on. Flaps are set. Let's go. Looks fine. Cool. It's weird. It's like jittery to me. But thanks, Bob. I hope you're doing well too, brother. Alright, let's go. Heading indicator checks. Power coming in. We got some good. And Chef, what's going on? Good to see you as well. And we'll go. Let's go flying eventually. Oh, that's the other thing I didn't do. I didn't change the weight in the old aeroplane. So basically, I have done nothing right so far. Basically, I've done nothing right. All right, we'll take the power back to 25 inches, props back. So yeah, I've been messing with VR for the last like day and a half, and I finally got it running really well. So look for some frame gen videos here pretty soon. Bring the flaps, frame gen videos, VR videos. Andrew, I mean, I've been running the latest DLSS with DX12 and the frame gen mod. That's like my standard nowadays. Coming up on 1,000 feet. Go fuel pumps off. Yeah, I mean that's my stock. My stock run. Oh, Bob, that stinks. You know what? I've had some intermittent freezes in 2020 with VR. I think they're VR related, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they are actually. But all right, there's 1,500 feet. We'll go power back, props back. Gosh, I'm really getting sick of coughing. I've been coughing since Christmas. I'm really kind of sick of it right now. Yeah, Bob. You know, I'm interested with the release of the A350 today to see finally like a really nice performing jetliner in 2024 and see how it is. Stafford, how good to see you. How are you? Hey, we will have fun hopping down on Stafford. Really good to see you. Glad to see you back, and hope you're doing well. So I'm very curious to see now that we've got a decent airliner in 2024, like what that's going to look like, you know. And I have to say, DX11 looks different without frame gen. That's interesting. But yeah, I've just been horsing around with VR the last couple days. It was frustrating at first, like. So, Cash, you've got it, the A350. Yeah, but exactly. I'm curious to see what the performance is like in the A350 because that's kind of like what we're gonna be getting. Oh, nice, Cash. Hey, Peter, how you doing? Good to see you. That's nice. How was the flight then, Cash? I hope that. I mean, that's really the only. That's really the only Airbus I really like. Frank Aguilera, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Is that you in the DA62? Gosh, the islands are looking nice. And we got Mike Coffee in the Duke. So I'm gonna hit Juliana and then head for Saba. For anybody who, hey, Enzer Gums, what's going on? It has been a minute. How you doing? That's, I mean, we're getting a couple of blasts today from the somewhat recent past. It's good to see you, Enzer. Glad you could pop in for a little bit. How you been? Wiley, bought it today. Had to update the sim. Yeah, you have to use sim update 1 beta. I don't think they really told everybody that before they released that. Yeah, I'm curious about that plane. The A350 is I mean, to me it's the coolest Airbus. I mean, the 380 is kind of interesting just because it's different. Chris Loach, what's going on? Haven't been on 2020 since November, so you've been playing 2024 the whole time, Enzo, I assume. And you know, I mean, so basically 2024 is kind of a GA sim right now, you know, for the most part. Bring some power back, bring the props back here, you know, and it's just, I mean, 2024 is just awesome for GA. Got all kinds of terms in my feeble mind right now. For GA, I mean, 2024 rather, is just unbelievable. But Buggy Mouse just started working since the beta release. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's you know, it's so. I got kind of a funny story that I'm gonna cut this guy off. Sorry. I got the Pimax, the Crystal Light, and they were kind enough to send it to me, and been checking it out for like, and I spent a while trying to get it up and running in 2024. Only come to and I really got frustrated with it. Only come to realize that 2024 stinks for VR. It's just not ready for VR yet. You guys know Mike Virtue Sim. He's got it running great in 2024. I have no idea how, because mine runs absolutely terrible in 2024. And then I set, and I didn't realize it, and so I set it up in 2020. It is flawless. I get like 70 frames per second. It's just awesome. It's just absolutely awesome. And so I'll be getting out some VR videos here pretty soon. I'm trying to hustle in here so I don't. This poor guy in the 767. Where did he get a 767, by the way? But I don't want him. I don't want to cut him off. Alright, bringing the power out. Props full forward. I think it's a pretty windy day today. Yeah, this is gonna be a long landing. Oh, that was a nice landing. That was a nice landing. That felt good.
Smooth one.
Thank you.
That's what people pay for.
Thank you. Thank you. Strange electronic voice. Alright, engine instruments in the green. 70 knots. Let's go to Saba. And there's Triptonica there. Alright, let's go to Saba. I think we have to take weight out of the plane, and I can feel it. It is heavy. It is heavy. Ryan, you got questions? We might have answers. I'm not sure. Shoot, man. What's going on? Alright, let's get the nose down a little bit and dump the flaps. But yeah, VR's a different ball game. It really is. The Crystal Light is unbelievable. I have nothing to compare it to. That's the one thing. That's kind of my caveat. But like the Pimax Crystal Light is unbelievable. It is so crystal clear. Like the visuals are just amazing. And the thing to me that's really cool about VR is just the this is gonna sound stupid, but the depth perception. Like I flew into St. Barts yesterday in I was flying the 152 actually, and you get it's a completely different experience. You know, Bob, it's not too bad. It's better than I thought it was. So, like, I mean, I have like, I sit at a desk all day long. I stare at computers all day long. My neck is not great to begin with. But if you get the headset adjusted properly, it doesn't feel like you're wearing anything. You know, it's just getting it on right is the key. And it would seem like you just put it on, but you got to kind of like hook it in the back. You got to kind of get it lower than you think you would, and it kind of holds under like if you get a little knob on the back of your head, kind of holds under there. And it works really, really well. But to answer the question, I mean, it's not nearly as like weighty as I thought it would be. You know, I still haven't done like a long flight with it. And I tend to think it's going to be kind of more of a GA thing, at least for me. But just the depth perception on landing is just ridiculous. And like when you're out flying around and you just look around, like you can tell how high you are, you know. And I know that sounds stupid to say, but it's really neat. It's really neat. So I'm liking VR quite a bit. My coffee with the 2060, you know, I think we've breathed some life back into these older GPUs. I mean, I got mine in 2022. I have a 3080 Ti. I'm not gonna update. I'm not gonna upgrade like anytime soon. I'm perfectly happy with my hardware. You know, perfectly happy with my hardware. Fox Axel, what's going on over there? It's awesome. Good to see everybody out flying. Another beautiful day. Another beautiful day. Yeah, I mean, you know what's funny, Cash, is that like I mean, I think everybody's pretty much, I mean, not everybody, but like a lot of people are CPU limited. And there's not much you can do about that right now, you know? I mean, I have a 12,700K. You can do a little bit, but like even like the 9800 XD or whatever it is, like it's only like 14% more performance. I mean, big deal. I'm not spending $3,000 on a new computer for that. I'm also not paying attention to my throttles as I go up. You know, like, I mean, we'll see. We'll see when we get the PMDGs in 24 and see how the A350 runs in 24 before I start worrying about upgrading. But I mean, I essentially have a like 2.5-year-old system, and I'm pretty happy with it right now, which is awesome. Ryan, Auto FPS was giving you low clouds. I don't, because the reason it would do that is because changing the cloud settings for Auto FPS is kind of a last resort. Like it'll try to change everything else before it changes the clouds. I think, if I remember correctly, there's a way to turn off the cloud adjustment. Maybe in the expert settings somewhere. But I don't use the expert settings. I just let it do its thing. But that, I know there's a way to disable it from changing your clouds. You can also like mess with like what parameters it will change the clouds, you know. But generally speaking, I think it changes the clouds at like as a last resort. Like if it's done everything else it can do, and you still need more performance headroom, then it'll change the clouds. So I would look at your like the overall setup. I mean, and it could also be that your settings are a lot different in 2020 than they are in 24. Could be. You know, I think 24 performs better. So the altitude rules in this area, I'm pretty sure where we are basically class echo. I don't think this is controlled airspace. Excuse me if I just coughed in your guys' ears. I mean, it's controlled airspace, but you know, east odd, west even, etc. You know, the funny thing about VFR is you can pretty much go 3,000 feet in any direction in VFR if you're flying VFR. Doesn't matter whether you're going east or west, north or south. You're pretty safe going at 3,000. That's, of course, the downside of that is you may find people going the other direction, going 3,000 as well, and that's not good. Let me see here. Turbulence. I'm still messing with my general turbulence. Yeah, I'm still messing with FS Realistic. Gives you 60 FPS with 1080p. I mean, that's pretty good stuff. I don't know if I have, Frank. I don't know if I have. I'll have to look. I haven't done many videos lately. I've been a lot happening right now. Outside of hey Veneno, what's going on? Outside of the sim world, I just have a lot of stuff going on, but hopefully it's going to settle down here pretty soon. Considering buying a new motherboard and CPU. Yeah, Chris, I'm the. I know what you mean. Like, I would be inclined just to buy. Like, I've never actually done that. I always just buy a new system. But my when I do update this PC that I'm going to do right now, or this PC that I have right now, is going to become my my Formula One simulator. Sheb, I've heard that from a couple people actually. That's weird. I don't know why. I don't know why it would do that, but I've heard that from a few people. Yeah, Skies are busy. Saba usually seems to be pretty busy. You know? Saba generally seems to be relatively busy. So my approach into Saba last week was appallingly bad. Appallingly bad. So I'm gonna see what I can do this week to shore things up here a little bit. What do we got? 12 runway heading is what, 120. I hope we see Jim Bridgman back at some point. That would be nice to see. I always set my heading indicator now. Bug my heading indicator on his reminder. Yeah, Frank, it's working good for me too. Mechanical keyboards. I don't know, Chris. I don't really have an opinion on those. Saucy's Bat, what's going on? How you doing? Hey, Cash, thanks for stopping by. Sorry you gotta go, man. I hope that you get to try out the A350 and tell us how it is. I'm tempted to buy it, but I'm not going to right away. Jamal, what's going on? How are you? All right, so I gotta remember, I've got a lot of weight in this airplane today, which is not Well, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, my landing at St. Maarten was pretty good, so we'll see. We'll see. So funny running, oh, Cash, neat. That's cool. I don't get to do much flying in the evening because I'm generally spending time with my wife, which is nice to do. But as a matter of fact, in 2 weeks, she is going to Panama, and I am going to be doing a lot of flying, I do believe. All right, I think I'm pretty high right now. I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to look into mechanical keyboards. I've never really looked into them. Hey, Brian, what's going on? Oh, nice. What do you think of the Islanders? And what do you think of the 350? The 350 is tempting. I like that airplane. All right, let me stop talking and start configuring here. All right, there's one notch of flaps. I definitely gotta get some flaps in here. It's Ryan, it's got to be in the expert settings. If you check the expert settings box, I'll look at it. If you come in the Discord, we can figure it out. But it's got to be pretty. It's got to be relatively simple to do. Have you tried setting them back and starting a new flight and seeing what happens? Alright, there's flaps. Alright, mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set. Gear is down and welded. We are coming down way too fast right now. Way too fast. This is an appalling approach on my part. We're going around. Going around. Discretion is the better part of valor. Especially when it comes to landing airplanes. Alright, let's try this again. That's a cool plane right there off my nose. The AT-46, the ATR-46. I like that plane. That's a plane I've spent way too little time flying. 350 performance in 24 is incredible. That is awesome to hear. I'm tempted on that plane. I really am. Just to have a good airliner in 24, you know. I can feel how like this plane is like lumbering because it's so heavy. That is good to hear, Brian. It's tempting that so much better than last time. Yeah, at least this time I had the brains not to try and force the landing. Gosh, it's looking beautiful out here. Shep going in. Charlie, oh fun, that the 152. I've been flying the 152. The JP Logistics 152. It's such a great plane. It's actually one of the better planes in the sim, in my opinion. Did I set my altimeter? Who knows? Alright. So, let's go. Alright, so we're going to level off here at 1,000 feet. Roll in some trim. Alright. Now, whoop, not that much trim. One reason I was interested in them is to tend to be able to like customize the firmware. I don't know. I've never really looked at those. Alright, let's see here where we are. Alright, now let's try this again. Let's try this again. Alright. Brian, the Islanders, it's not the easiest airplane in the world to land. The problem is, I mean, part of it is they're designed to land really, really slowly. And nobody really does that in real life. You know, and I think I might be setting a bad example with how I fly, because I fly this the way they fly them in the Caribbean, which is they fly them fast. Like, they come down final at 90 knots. And I know that by the book, you should be coming down final at like 65 knots. You know, they just go bombing in, and you know, and there's a lot of energy, and it's a relatively heavy plane, so it takes a while, and I cannot get comfortable landing at this airport. I just can't. Let me get back to 80 knots here and trim it out. Alright. Mixtures and props, full forward, fuel pumps, round flaps are set. I'm never comfortable landing at this airport. See this, I'm coming down too fast. I can force it in, but I'd rather not do that. Alright, power out a little bit, power out a little bit. Ah, this is sketchy. That is sketchy. I mean, in real life, I mean, that should have been a go around too, but it's the sim. And I really don't feel like going around twice. I think everybody's probably halfway to St. Bart's right now. Yeah, Brian, I know what you mean. It's a tricky airplane to land. It really is. So don't feel discouraged. Decreased cloud quality is unchecked. So Ryan, so what happens if you set Triptonica? What happens if you set your clouds at like high or ultra and then start the flight with auto FPS? Does it still turn them down even though you got that unchecked? Because it shouldn't. Oh, here comes. Oh, I thought that was Barista Flyer coming in. Triptonica is below the glide slope here a little bit. Alright. Let's set the flaps here. What's our trim? Yeah, I don't know. I'm never comfortable at this airport. Just never comfortable at this airport. Yeah, it was better, but still could have been better. Magnum PI. Runway should have an arrestor cable. That's true. Alright, power coming in. You know, I don't know. Sometimes I scold myself for being... I get a little bit too... I mean, the basic principles always apply, right? Pitch plus power equals performance. There's no mystery to it. Whoopsie. I mean, mystery now if I don't... The mystery is going to be where my plane crashed. Man, that's a great view. Look at that. Alright. Let's drop the nose, bring the flaps up a bit here. Power back. Been reading this really good book by this flight instructor, and yeah, there's a ton of people out there. It's awesome. Been reading this really good book by a flight instructor who is kind of reminding me of the basics, I guess. Reminding me of some things that I shouldn't have had to be reminded about, but pretty interesting. Let's see, there's a J. Give me a J, give me a J. Oh, it changed. Okay, well, that's fine. But I mean, like anything else, I go through periods where my landings aren't what I would like them to be. All right, there we go. Flaps are up. Turn our fuel pumps off here. What's funny is, you know, like St. Barts is supposedly the tough one. St. Barts has always been, I've always thought it was relatively easy. Saba is a different story. Yeah, Ryan, give that a shot and see how that goes. Magnum PI, good to see you, sir. What's going on? Let me see. Time for a sip of tea. Oh, Peter, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. I'm laughing at Triptonica. Is that the A350? No, that's a B2. But it looks like the A350, does it not? Or is that a... That might be an Airbus. Or it might be a 788. All right. If you click on the white small oval sign, you can use your keyboard to type in. No way! How did I not know that? Hold on. Like this? Oh, okay. Hold on. I would need to. Oh! No way! Peter, you are the best! That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Thank you so much for that. I never knew that. Do you know how much easier that makes my life with this thing? I never knew that. That is awesome, Peter. Thank you for that one. That is so cool. I've spent so much time sitting there futzing with that thing. I never knew that. It's hysterical. That's awesome. You know what would also be awesome would be to be at my altitude instead of above it. Duke doesn't really like hot weather. Probably not. Airplanes in general don't really like hot weather. I don't know why my... What's this all about? Why my plane is jumping up and down. Peter, you're the man. That is awesome. Still rocking the Islander. Love the plane. Black Box could V2 this aircraft. Are you talking the Magnum? Are you talking about the turbine? Because the why is the plane doing that? That's a FS realistic thing. The regular Islander definitely has that already, V2, and it's got, you know, it's 2024 optimized and so on and so forth. Let's see here. Trying to see what else might be causing my landing. I don't want to hear. Oh, landing feedback. I don't want to hear landing feedback. Let's turn that off. No landing feedback, especially for my landings. Alright, sneezing, no sneezing. I don't want sneezing. You know what, I was flying the A321 the other day with FS Realistic on, and it was the first time I had heard somebody flush the toilet. That was pretty funny. Chris, I had no idea. That's hysterical. I had absolutely no idea. Yeah, I mean, Mike, trim in general is tough in the sim. The pain. Trim in real life is so easy. Click it back to deactivate the keyboard mode. Got it, Frank. Yeah, Peter, I don't do any complicated flying with the 530. I mean, the most I'll ever use it for is this type of stuff. So it's good to go, but that is a huge, that's a huge improvement, being able to type in there. Provided shoe 193, you know. No mercy. I just figured that out. Jay Russ, what's going on? You know, I was tempted. I didn't do it. Not yet. But I mean, I figured everybody's gonna be flying the 350 today. And what's funny is I had like basically an entire day to do whatever I wanted, and I didn't fly the A350. Why is my airplane doing this? Stop doing this, airplane. Yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last 4 years. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I've been trying to get the spent a lot of time trying to get the VR working, because Pimax was nice enough to send me the Crystal Light, and they sent it to me like literally 2 months ago, and I still haven't made a single video with it, which is probably irritating for them. So, but I made some breakthrough progress the last few days. All right, FS Realistic Pro, please stop doing that. Let's see here. You know what? I'm turning off FS Realistic Pro, because I don't know why it jumps up and down like that. Yeah, I'll turn it back on. Alright. Yeah, so Magnum, you missed it at the beginning. I'm accidentally running DX11. I haven't run DX11 in literally at least 2 years, and I set it up to, well, because I was messing with VR today, and I was messing with I was trying to get it set up for recording, and it's complicated. Recording in VR is complicated, and so one of the programs I was using doesn't support DX12, and so I had to check DX11, and I just totally forgot to send it back. Latest driver is 572.47, I do believe. Yes. J. Ross, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, what's funny is I think I've been flying the A321, the stock A321 in 2024 lately, having never flown Airbuses before, and I kind of like it, actually, the A321. So I think my transition to the A350 would be pretty easy. My problem is I like getting really into like the details of the planes. Like I really like to be able to fly them well, and I just don't know if I'm going to spend the amount of time necessary to get good at flying the Airbuses. Like the Boeings, I have a pretty decent knowledge of. Make a flight plan, sim brief, export to 2020, download. Yeah, hey, that will work, Peter. Yeah. But yeah, the A350 is a cool airplane, no question about it. All right, there's Sugarloaf off the nose. Go. We'll go fuel pumps on. We don't seem to be coming down very quickly here. Alright. Let's see here. I'm just going to pull the nose up just a little bit. Get myself down under 115 knots. Bring in the first notch of flaps. Let's see here. You know, a lot of people like that MD-11, Peter. It seems to have a pretty good fan base. If Apple made planes, it would be the A350. Yeah, that's probably quite true. There's Hans Boone. I still got a ways to go before Sugarloaf. Alright, let's see here. Alright, let's see here. Whoopsie. Alright, we'll go second notch of flaps, mixtures, and props are full forward. I want to get it back to 80 knots and trim. Somebody trying to fly the A300 into St. Barts. Or A388 rather. There we go. Airspeed is good. Trim for that 80 knots. Alright. Alright. During your previous life in FS24, 2004, a couple thousand hours. Yeah, I mean, the MD-11, the MD-83, they seem to have, and the 727 for that matter, seem to have decent fan base. I am high, for sure. Get that nose down, I'm getting slow. That's okay, this is actually working out pretty well. A little bit of nose down trim. A little bit of power. Yeah. Alright, mixtures and props full forward, few pumps around, flaps are set. Yeah, this is getting a little hairy right here. See, in VR, you can tell right now where to pull the power, and in this, it's difficult, or more difficult, I should say. I got plenty of runway, believe it or not. Not gonna grease this one on. Heck, I might wind up in the water. But flying the this approach in VR, like, you can tell so much easier where to pull the power. It's really pretty wild. The 727, I know the what is it, FSS, Flight Sim, I forget the company that made the 727, which is embarrassing, I should know. But the only I mean, the thing about the planes like the, I mean, PMDG's making the 747-100, and like the thing about planes like that, in my opinion, is that they're way more, they're way less automated, right? So, I mean, obviously you're gonna have to have a flight engineer. I would venture to guess anyway. I mean, I don't know how. Yeah, Flight Sim Studio, exactly, but I don't know. And they're making the they're the ones who've made the E-jets, the 170, 175, 190, 195, and those are great airplanes. Great airplanes. I really like the Embraers. Doing the Avow Austria VFR tour with the NB2. Peter, I haven't. You know, I'm embarrassed to say I haven't. I've not been in the Discord. It's been. It's like one thing after another with real life right now. But I will get a look and see them. So we have. It's all kinds of things going on right now, like life-wise, you know. So I'm getting to the point where I need to really get better at prioritizing and excuse me for coughing, kind of getting a little bit more selective about certain things that I do, because watch this, look at this. Oh no, come on, go back over there. Ah, look at that. TFFG. Peter, you are a lifesaver. That is just amazing. Thank you. It's the coolest thing in the world. Alright, so trim is set, flaps are set. We'll go mixtures and props full forward. Yeah, I need to get better at prioritizing and not trying. I'll tell you what, the I like VR. The Pimax is unbelievable, but it's taken a lot of time to get myself oriented with it. But it's gonna be, oh, the PA-24, that's a cool plane. Alright, takeoff power is coming in, toes on the brakes. It's gonna be a short field takeoff. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments in the green, toes off the brakes. Yeah, Peter, it's like I never had a lot of like family obligations, and now all of a sudden I do. And not like, I mean, in terms of like, you know, relatives getting sick and people getting sick and stuff like that, you know. So it's been a busy time. Alright, now let's take a look at my favorite view in Flight Sim. This never gets old. Whoopsie. And I can still not fly backwards. I still can't do this. Still can't do this. Alright. Bring up the flaps. We've got the airspeed. I mean, not that it's tough being me, don't get me wrong, but the last 6 months, it's been just one thing after another. Jamal, what airplane is that, Jamal? That's cool. That looks pretty sprightly. Yeah, so Magnum, that is a program called Seafront Simulations, and they that's where all the boats are from, which is really cool. I love it too. It's one of I got that program years ago, like literally it came out probably 2021, and I love it. This is so cool. Such a cool view. It's 1,500 feet. Yeah, so there's an expression to prune that which is not bearing fruit, and I've been doing that lately. Trying to get, let's go a few pumps off here. Trying to kind of trim out of my life certain things that are not constructive. One of them being news. I'm sick of reading the news. I'm absolutely sick of reading the news. And it's like in the US anyway, we're like so obsessed with what certain news figures are doing, and it's like, it doesn't, it's something I've always done. My father was in politics. It's something I've always done, but I'm realizing as I get older, it has less value and less meaning to me, you know? So I'm trying to spend my time doing more constructive things, but that's a whole nother story. What I'd really like to be doing is what we're doing right now, which is just hang out and fly airplanes. That's what I'd really like to be doing. Flying airplanes is good stuff. Yes, I am using the Bravo. Peter, I use FSU IPC, and I had it set up. It's funny because for a long time, like 2020, 2021, you had to use either Axis and O's or whatever, you know, FSU IPC, because it was the only way to get decent trimming. And things like fuel pumps, like I couldn't figure out how to get the fuel pumps to turn on, for example. But and then it seemed like the trimming in the sim got better, and so I stopped using FSU IPC, and now it seems to have gotten worse. So I set up FSU IPC again. Yeah, Magnum, you know what? It's like, and that's not like a commentary on my part about any particular, you know, person who's taking up more of the oxygen right now or whatever. It's just, you know, we're so obsessed with it in this country, and it's I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess you know, it has meaning, you know, it has its place, but like, I don't know, I think we get too involved in it, you know, and it takes away from things that we should be doing. Just doing things that we enjoy, like this, for example. You know, I don't know why see. So this is clearly a FS realistic thing. My plane keeps like going up and like it goes like this, and I don't know why. I'm looking through the settings and I can't quite figure out why it's doing that. Cabin ambience. Oh yeah, let's hear cabin ambience. I can hear people talking. Cabin ambience is good. Let's see here. And it's, what's funny is like, cough of my coffee. Jamal, what plane is that? Could be something. But that's one of the things I like about Anguilla is that in Anguilla everything's good. You know, A350 captain. I wonder where he's flying today. I was reading that person's names over there. Much coffee yet. I vote for Gulf of Mike Coffee. That's why I'm in full agreement. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things, right? Like you start at some point in life, you start thinking about maybe certain things don't need your time, you know. Gosh, it is beautiful. So yeah, all these little ships down, these little sailboats and stuff down here, that's all seafront simulations. How's the airplane volume in the stream? Is it too loud, too quiet? I was messing with that before. Trying to get closer. You know, Mike, the Duke is pretty sweet. It really is. It really is. Duke's a cool airplane. Seems fine. Cool. Thanks, Bob. This is one of my favorite views in the sim. Right here. And those hills look really awesome. The color. Alright, we'll go. We'll go. Fuel pumps on. Which is a lot of people flying the A350 today. That's the one thing though, is none of my, well, Lufthansa flies the A350, but like a lot of my, Luis, what's going on? Hope you're doing good too, my man. What's happening? We're just doing our usual, I think I've decided, I was mentioning earlier, I think I've decided that every Wednesday I just want to do this. Sunday we'll go exploring, but I think on Wednesdays I like doing this. It's so much fun. I never get tired of flying around here. Never get tired of it. Alright, let's start bringing it in here. Yeah, Peter, it's much louder outside. The sound. Yeah, Frank, that's the thing, is the dusk around here looks awesome. Speaking of dusk, for those of you, well, I guess it'd probably be everybody. I mean, the whole planet thing going on. Like what is it? Like the other 6 or 7 planets are all visible tonight? Pretty wild. I think we have, it's cloudy. Shoot. I'm gonna say, I think we might have the weather to actually see it, which would be pretty cool. But I might have to take that back. So right after sunset, like, which here would be like right about 6 o'clock, supposedly you can see all the 7 planets, which is kind of neat stuff. Alright, we're back in the white arc. Alright, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set, seatbelts are secure, gear is down and welded. Let's get 80 knots and trimmed. Oh, Veneno, yeah. Alright, we'll go. Alright, we still got 4 white over there. Bring a little bit of power out and we'll see what happens here. Alright. I'm liking this approach right now. This feels good. Speed is very, very stable. That's what I like. Now it's time to bring some power in. Yeah, there's one red. Alright, mixers and props full forward, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set, seatbelts are secure, gear is down and welded. We have right crosswind here. Need a little bit of power. A little bit of power. Oh, this whole approach felt great. I love approaches like this. Unlike Saba, this is one of those airports I always feel like I make a good landing at. Alright. Hold it off. Not too bad, not too bad. Not too bad. Alright. Okay. There we go. Let me see here. Going to the main menu is going back to low clouds. I don't know why that would be, Ryan. I don't know why that would. Do you have the latest version? If you can If you think it's a bug, you can reach out to the developer. He's on at the GitHub. I think there's a way to get a hold of him. Let me see here. Anybody get a 5,000 NVIDIA card? I have not. That's for sure. Then you bring the propeller levels full forward. Yeah, Peter. I you know what I noticed is that I don't have much time in constant speed prop airplanes. As a matter of fact, I don't have a complex endorsement in real life. So it's not something I really know as much about as I should. But I've noticed they bring the props forward relatively late, like maybe 200 feet off the ground. But then again, I might be watching people that aren't doing it right. So, but yeah, I've been bringing them in, like, depending on where I'm flying into. But like someplace like this, I'll bring them in late. Like Anguilla, I'll bring them in late. My coffee greasing on. That was a greased landing right there. Let's see what we got. You know, Peter, I mean, to me, I think it's mostly a sound thing. I think is why they want you to wait until it's late. You know, because the props full forward are really loud, like really loud. And it's just kind of like a consideration thing for people on the ground, that you just don't make so much noise. So when we were here, we were just on the other side of this. I don't know if is my mouse getting captured? Yes, it is. We were just on the other side of this, like right over here, and the sunsets were just stunning. All right, we got Fox Axa coming in. Let us see here. Veneno in the C208. That's another cool plane. Look at this. Holy cow. This is gonna be tight. That's gonna be tight right there. I don't think he's gonna make it. All right. Mixtures of props full forward. Flaps are set. Charlie coming in the 152 there. That's looking good. Let's see here. All right. We're ready to rumble. And heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power is coming in. Takeoff power set. Engine instruments in the green. Airspeed is alive. 70 knots. There we go. And we'll take it on home to Anguilla. Oh, it's looking beautiful right here. That is a nice view. I'm terrible at flying backwards. Alright, we'll drop the nose here a little bit, bring the flaps up. Gosh, never gets old. Hans, absolutely. Hey Hans, thanks for coming by. Hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself. We will see you next flight. Ignore that I floated down. We will ignore that, but I didn't see a thing. I didn't see a thing. I've only flown the C208 like twice. I hear it basically flies like a big 172. A cool plane. Oh, this. I kind of like the idea of all players, like even just for regular flying, to see everybody out and doing their thing, you know? It's kind of fun. see other people and what they're doing with themselves. It's 1500. We'll bring the power back a little bit, bring the props back a little bit, nose it over. I tell you, Grand Cast was a fun place to be when we were there in August. Or actually, I guess it was September. But fun place to be. They have in November. They have a like a culinary thing. And I tell you what, there are so many good restaurants in Grand Cast. Like, so many good restaurants in Grand Cast. Alright, let's trim it out here. Alright, that's pretty good. Hey Ryan, take it easy. I think what I'm going to do is overfly the field and enter a left downwind. Frank Dionza there, he is determined to get that airplane into Grand Cast. There's Mr. President, look at that, right here, Mr. President. Either that or maybe he's determined to terrify the people in Grand Cast. One of the two. That's funny. Alright, where's our aeroport here? Dead ahead. Dead ahead. When we one time when we were in Anguilla, there was he comes back every once in a while. We stay like down here, and there was this yacht. It was, and you know, like you could look at the name and like Google it and whatever. And it was owned by, if I remember correctly, the 567th richest person in the world. And let me tell you, being the 567th richest person in the world is not a bad place to be, because that was a pretty nice boat. Can't remember what it was called. I'm sure I have pictures. I know I have pictures of it, but he was staying off the. What reminded me was this boat here, but they were staying off the coast on the boat, like just off the beach, maybe a couple hundred yards. And one night, we were walking, we were just walking along the beach in the dark, and this little, what do they call them? Kodiak, no, Zodiac, this little Zodiac came cruising up, and it must have been this dude, and presumably his daughter, I don't know, it was a younger woman. They were coming in to off the boat to go to dinner, and yeah, I mean 555, right? But the funny thing was, so this guy, he's an Egyptian, and it's kind of scary how like the kind of information people can find out about you. And like I have a friend who does executive security and stuff like that, and it's kind of scary, the kind of information people can find out about you. But anyway, it's right over here is where we stay. But oh yeah, so it was in like 2015 or something, and it was one of the why is that light has been coming on, it's annoying. It was during the like there was a period of like a lot of migration to Europe from the Middle East, and the dude, this is where we stay, right over here, Mr. 567, offered to buy an island in the Mediterranean for people to stay on, like just so people had a place to stay, which I thought was nicer than what a lot of people try to like suggest doing, you know. Interesting story. Probably doesn't sound like an interesting story the way I just told it, but I thought it was interesting at the time. All right. Yeah, Peter, I always try to remember what that. So I don't think I have it on. I think that Yeah, I had somebody behind me. All right, so let's go. Fuel pumps on. So many weird stories in the world. There's Saba on short final. Frank getting in there D62. And oh, there is, wait. There is one of the points of interest in Flight Sim 2020, the Caribbean update. Oh, that's, I think that, yeah, there's somebody behind me, that's why I'm getting that light reflection. Alright, so what I need to do here is turn earlier. Is everybody down on sandy ground? Having themselves a good time. It's a Wednesday night. Is it a Wednesday? Yeah, it's a Wednesday night. So here I'm gonna leave the props forward. And there's Tasties right there on top of the hill. Great restaurant. If you're ever in Anguilla, go to Tasties. Alright. There's 2 notches of flaps. 2 white, 2 red. That is exactly what we're looking for. Trim this out. I remember Dale, Chef Dale at Tasties. Super nice guy. Super, super nice guy. One of my favorite restaurants in Anguilla. Might actually be my favorite. No way! The Chef Dale is such a nice guy. He is such a nice guy. Enzer. They have elections today in Anguilla. No way. Almost, it seems like they just had them relatively recently, but maybe that's just my feeble memory. Yeah, Tasties is awesome. Great food, but really, really nice guy. The owner. Beautiful view of sandy ground, too. Gosh, I want to go to Anguilla. Alright. I'm going to land on George Hill here if I don't. Yeah, I think we're running a little low here on energy. Yep. Little bit of power. Alright. That settled it. Little bit more power. Okay. Alright, we should settle here. Alright. Make this one a good one. That right there was not too bad. That right there was not too bad, ladies and gentlemen. That felt good. Even in the sim, a nice crosswind landing is satisfying. You know? Oh, I'm about to go to the fire department here. That felt good. Deputy Governor is his brother. No way. Yeah, there's oh, I didn't. I just reached down. I didn't put my props forward. Which only matters really if you're trying to go around. But yeah, still poor form. What is this thing? Is this Triptonica in the old? Pretty soon this is going to be the truth in Anguilla. They're going to have this. We're not careful. There's going to be planes that big landing here. Nice. Not a bad turnout for a Wednesday evening, fellas. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be here in real life. What I wouldn't give. Alright, we'll spin it. We'll put it right here. Alright, toes on the brakes. Mixtures to idle cutoff. Throttles are idle. Alright. Let's see here. We'll go light off. I didn't turn any of my lights on, so I don't have to worry about turning my lights off. That's always good. Alright, let's roll this back here. Yeah, come on. Oh, this is one of those things that shouldn't be this hard. Alright, we'll turn that down. So that looks like it's off. Alright, cool. Go up top, we'll turn the mags off. Should have turned the avionics off before I turned the mags off. I didn't, but at least I'll remember to put my flaps up, which is good. Flaps are up. Put avionics off. Master and battery switches off. Let's go chocks and boarding steps, and let's open the doors. And let's go outside and enjoy Anguilla. Another beautiful night. Another beautiful night. That is sweet right there. Gentlemen, this is a lot of fun. Thank you guys. It's so good to see a lot of you guys again. Enzo, really nice to see you again. I hope you're doing well. I will be checking out the elections in Anguilla. Not that I mean, I don't really know, like, have a preference, you know, but always curious to watch. Mike Coffee, I appreciate it. Hey, Veneno, absolutely, thank you. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd just be flying around by myself. So really, the thanks goes to you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody coming out and taking the time. Hey, Enzo, absolutely, every time. It's always good to see you, my friend. Brian, gladly, I appreciate you coming by, and I hope you get some time to enjoy the A350. And Enzo, you as well. You guys have a great evening as well. I'm gonna go find my wife, have some dinner, and but I appreciate everybody coming out. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Peter, good to see you. Sheb, take it easy. Hey, you know what, Sheb? That makes my day too. I know what you mean. And Triptonica, excuse me for coughing, fellas. Appreciate it. Really grateful for everybody coming out. Another beautiful Wednesday stream. You guys take it easy. Have a good rest of your week. And that's Frank. That's the guy who's landing over in. I don't think he's having many successful landings. But anyway, I'm going inside before we have to listen to that. But everybody have a great start to or great finish to your week, I guess we should say. Daniel, we fly Wednesdays and Sundays. You're welcome anytime. And if you want to join the Discord, we have a little chat where we keep track of when we're flying and stuff. So you're welcome to join. It'd be great to have you. So I hope everybody is doing well. Enjoy the rest of your evening, gents, and everybody take care. Thanks a lot. Daniel, I will. You know what? Let me put the. I'll put it in the chat here. Hold on. Let me see here. This should work. Where was I going? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, you're asking which server we're on. I apologize. I misunderstood what you're saying, Daniel. Yes, like Peter said, East USA. So. All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you on Sunday, if not before. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night. Cool. All right, Daniel, take it easy.